There are many different ways to buy Bitcoin, but the cheapest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin with cash is with a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. CoinFlip ATMs allow anyone to buy Bitcoin with the lowest fees and within just a few steps. Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm one of the hundreds of store owners who partner with CoinFlip. In this convenient store, we host a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. We earn passive income, more foot traffic, and we get free advertising done by the CoinFlip team. Getting the ATM was easy. We just contact the CoinFlip team at info@coinflip.tech, and they handle everything with no cost to the store owner. This includes installation, maintenance, marketing, and even 24/7 customer service. We just provide a small space within the store. To get your own CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM and join the monetary revolution, contact CoinFlip today. info@coinflip.tech or fill out the form at request.coinflip.tech. 773-800-0106.
Whether you're brand new to cryptocurrency or an expert, Hodlit is the app for you. Are you tired of dealing with the exchanges, their unreliability, and high fees? Welcome to the new cryptocurrency standard. Hodlit is your one-stop shop for accumulating cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. This is the easiest way for you to accumulate crypto and manage it. Download the Hodlit app now. Create your profile, link one or more bank accounts, set up your dashboard, and let Hodlit do the rest. It's easy and fast. Hodlit provides multiple ways to purchase and accumulate crypto. Included are advanced automated buying features along with direct market buys. You have total control of your money and which cryptocurrencies get purchased, with options including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Tether, Ripple, among others. Use the Roundup feature to automatically purchase crypto with your spare change after making everyday purchases. Easily increase your Roundup growth by using the Boost Growth option and boost your Roundups by either 2, 3, or 5 times. The Autopilot feature allows you to purchase crypto based on the amount and frequency you choose. Set it and forget it. Buy and sell in real time. The coins you buy are the coins you get. Hodlit holds 100% true blockchain purchases. No downtime. Super secure. Lower fees, and you get 24/7 support. Hodlit makes it easy for you to create and manage a diversified cryptocurrency portfolio. Look forward to future enhancements coming soon, as well as additional cryptocurrency options. Download the Hodlit app today and get started now.
All right, we're live. How goes it, bro? I'm totally wearing pants right now. That's how it's going.
I was gonna ask. I would have assumed you were until I saw that, and now it's giving me the opposite feeling that you may not be wearing pants right now.
Ooh, I should change it then, because I am. I'm wearing pants. But I wanted to fool you. I wanted you to, I wanted, so,
I love the hat, bro. Swan Force. That's a sick hat.
Swan Force. Yeah.
Space Force.
That's kind of what we're going for. No, that's not what we're going for.
Instead of like boots on the moon, is it going to be like flip flops on the moon?
Swans on the moon, man. Bitcoin on the moon.
Oh yeah, what do swans have? They don't have feet, right? They have flippers. Flippers on the moon.
Flippers? I don't know what
Right?
you call
Don't
them.
they have flippers like duck and shit?
Webbed feet. Webbed feet? I don't know. Something.
Isn't a webbed foot a flipper though?
It could be argued. I think so.
Dude, I wanted to jump into something completely off topic crypto-wise, bro, and just jump into the most random thing I could think of that I do not discuss much, but I wanted to jump into it. So, like, I'm curious, like, who are you voting for?
I am actually, for the first time, I think since I've started voting, conscientiously not voting this year. I cannot vote for Trump, and I cannot vote for Biden, and I refuse to vote on party lines. So I vote for Bitcoin.
Facts, bro. I vote with you. Unfortunately, that's the only vote that will matter in my case because I was arrested, like, the day I turned 18, and I can't vote legally, so I never had the opportunity. I never voted. I could never legally participate in this experience, right, as a citizen of this country. But I have recently started to look over the shoulders of people who can. And bruh, the amount of people on ballots with like the lack of information, it's like shitcoins on CoinMarketCap. Who the fuck do you know who you're voting for?
It's hard, dude. I just moved into a lovely little part of Santa Monica. I'm on like this dead end street, and for once in my time in LA, the neighbors are all like really, really nice, except for one thing is that they're all like hyper. You know, they're like their parent age, and they've got kids, so like they're like kind of like the PTA a little bit, and you know, we're all on like an email list together. They're emailing me like, you know, everyone's like, oh, you should get out and vote for this. No, vote for this. And I'm just like, and on like 4th of July, they're like, don't forget to raise your flags. And I'm just like, folks, keep your politics away from me. Like, this is my thing.
I wonder if that a cul-de-sac environment was always so purely patriotic, or if it started with like a trend and now it's just like, you know, tribal to be like, oh, you live on this block, you're one of us, join our tribe and vote with us kind of a thing. And if not, good luck getting welcome to the next barbecue.
It could be like that. Although I will say that the last time I think someone was like, you know, put your flag up at half mast for 9/11, which like I'm totally down for. I don't have a flag. But like somebody emailed back, was like, can we please not tell everyone to raise the flag and not raise the flag? And I was just like, yes. It was, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like a block captain-esque environment, because where I grew up in Philly, we had like a block captain, and we would just like have this one dude who was like unemployed, didn't really do a job, but had a house, had you know what I mean? Like it was like a responsible guy, maybe laid off or unemployed, but we would always vote for somebody to be like in charge of the street, like knock on a door if somebody forgot to put their cans out or something. But it was never along the lines of like you know, a political sense. But I think that is a standard now. I think, you know, being politically active is a standard. You know, it used to, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not having a flag outside of your house wasn't a big deal, but now it's like, oh shit, every house on the block has one except you.
Exactly. I mean,
What are you, a communist?
This is the first year that I've like the first big election that I've been a part of where like it's gotten so heated, you know. And
I thought the Hillary Trump election got pretty damn heated, man, but I think you're right. This is exponentially grown over the boiling point, and it's, I think the last election kind of set us for this one, because like it was so wild, it was chaotic, and this is just as, if not, you know, obviously worse, but we're desensitized to it. You know, we expect to see like a WWE event when it comes to the debates. You know, we want to see a chair get thrown at somebody. That's what we expect.
I guess I've never even thought about that, but now I'm kind of hoping for it. That'd be fun.
You know, yeah, I think with the mics being muted and stuff and everything, I mean, I expect to see at least Biden throw his tie or something.
Wait, did they start muting mics now?
They've announced that they will be. Yeah, they're starting to mute mics.
God. I was gonna say that. I was like, I mean, because the last one with Trump, like, you know, literally no one could get a word in edgewise, and I'm obviously not pro-Trump at all, but it's like, just cut them off. Like, give everyone the 2 minutes. It's not that hard.
I watched the debates, but I couldn't watch it sober, bro. It's so boring. Like, I had to smoke, and I tried to look at it like a Comedy Central special without taking it too serious.
Did you see the SNL debate?
What was that?
Great. SNL did a version of the debate.
No, see, that's the thing. I don't watch TV much, so unless somebody like tweets it at me or it's like on my trending on YouTube, I really don't like see it. I don't really watch TV, man. Like, the only time I do is, like, I guess during those debates and stuff. And then I saw commercials recently for, like, face mask shields. And they're, like, marketing it to children. It was, like, a whole commercial about children and face masks. And, like, they made it look like a kid's toy, bro. Like, it was so crazy. And I'm just sitting here, like, you guys are, like, looking at my family. Like, you are all cool with these commercials? Nobody but me is like, this is fucked up?
It's a weird. I mean, I don't know about you, but the last couple of days, there's like I keep getting ads for this new face mask that's like battery powered and rechargeable and looks kind of cool considering we're in the apocalypse right now.
Yeah, we're all gonna be like Deadmau5 running around soon. Deadmau5 and Marshmallow Head just with their own little DJ fucking masks on and shit. So, what are your thoughts on PayPal getting into Bitcoin, bro? Is this like a Hail Mary for PayPal at this point? Because I remember in like 2014, PayPal was like, oh, we're trying to adopt Bitcoin to help Bitcoin. And now it looks like they're adopting Bitcoin to help themselves.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see a flood of this, It's going to be inevitable. Lots of companies are going to realize that, like, if they're not selling Bitcoin in one form or another, then they're losing money. I will, I'm a Bitcoiner here. I got to say it. Like, it's not good that it's a closed system and you can't withdraw your Bitcoin. You don't have your private keys, but it is a net positive. Like, I think eventually they'll be forced to kind of open up, give people their keys if they demand it.
I feel like there might be multi-utility here, man. Like, I mean, I have cash in my pocket, cash in my mattress, cash in my bank account, right? So it's like sort of looking at like that. Like, I'll have crypto in my, Edge wallet or Monarch wallet or whatever, but I also have some crypto in my PayPal account because the pizza store only accepts Bitcoin through like the PayPal merchants thing, right? They don't like accept it directly.
It's true. Look, at the end of the day, as long as I am a little worried because PayPal like has and still continues to lock people out, but like as those people realize what's up and, hopefully people don't store a meaningful amount of Bitcoin with PayPal, but, the more Bitcoin that people can get, the better, it's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world.
This is why I love censorship, bro. I love censorship. You know why? Because PayPal fucking censors people and they get woke to the red pill that is crypto and owning your keys and being your own bank. So I mean, I know it's inevitable, and I look forward to seeing everybody that's using PayPal have their accounts frozen because they were receiving funds from a shady gambling site online that they didn't realize they shouldn't cash out to PayPal to or something, or they get a memo from a jerk like me because I know your PayPal address. I could be like, thanks for the nudes, send you $1. PayPal will lock your shit down for that. So I love censorship because it's just showing people the benefits and the power that we have when we opt out of centralized authoritarians.
100%, man. That happened to me with Cash App, actually. It was my birthday, and we were drinking a little bit, and we were using like a Bitcoin gambling site. I was trying to get my friends, trying to red pill them through gambling. And I basically, what did I do? I deposited some Bitcoin on there for all of us to use to gamble together. And then one of my buddies wanted to like re-up because we'd lost, and somebody else wanted to. So I was stupid. I was using Cash App and sending directly to the app, to this website. Oh. And it wasn't even, I think, that I was using the website. It was that they saw me doing like 3 or 4 purchases of Bitcoin within like 15 minutes. And so they thought I was selling Bitcoin to other people.
Yeah, they don't like OTCing through them. And I think Circle back in the day was like beautiful for that. I don't know if many people remember Circle. They were around for like a whole 6 months maybe before they were, I think they were acquired and then they were shut down. I can't remember who bought Circle out, the actual like Bitcoin app that we were using back in the day, but it was like 0 trading fees, 0 commission fees, 0 everything. And I was like, well, why wouldn't I just buy through here and sell to a friend OTC?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember what happened with them either. They got acquired, and I think they realized that their retail business was like a fraction of what they could do with OTC, like, corporate stuff. So,
yeah, I'm not sure either. I know that something along the lines of like Circle, Poloniex, and all that stuff, and then Justin Sun popped in. Everything happens so fast, it's really hard to keep up anymore. But yeah, looking at what happened with Cash App recently, and Square announcing a $50 million purchase or investment in Bitcoin, I think that's what really motivated PayPal to kind of get up and do something, and it's only going to keep growing. I mean, wait, how long do you think we are from Facebook Pay having crypto in the Facebook? Because people don't know this, but I mean, if you don't use Facebook, the Messenger has its own PayPal money transfer like application. And they're magic, bro. I mean, I could send you $1 through Facebook Messenger, and it will end up in your bank account, like, instantly. In the bank, like, on your debit card. That you can take that money out of the ATM immediately. Facebook has those deals with banks and shit like that. So how far do you think we are from, like, Cash App and Square and PayPal until it's just standard? Everybody's going to be doing this.
Doing what? Having
Having
Bitcoin
crypto, yeah, in general.
I would have said that it was it was a while off, but like the way things are looking now, I mean, it seems like almost every day we're seeing a new company that's buying Bitcoin for their treasury, and the number of calls I'm getting from friends like about Bitcoin now is kind of through the roof. Like they're heating up. So we'll see. Facebook though, like, I don't know. I still think that Zuck hates the Winklevi and still is pissed off that they saw Bitcoin before he did, and that they were able to turn that 80 million into multi-billion dollars.
That's why Mark Zuckerberg will not buy one Bitcoin.
I mean, but at some point, he's not a dumb guy. He may be evil as fuck, but he's not dumb. So at some point, he's got to say to himself, "All right, I can't miss this."
Well, that's what I thought Libra was, right? That was him saying, "I can't miss this," but he can't join. Right. He has to compete. He has to make Libra, and he has.
Like if it does come into existence, it's going to be like it'll basically be PayPal, which they kind of already have.
That is a good point, right? Yeah, so that's the funny thing is these legacy, money transfer applications are competing with Bitcoin and each other simultaneously. It's going to be a dog eat lunch situation where like they're probably going to spend a lot of resources fighting each other to the point we see a monopoly acquisition where like some dumb rich person's going to come in and just buy up Cash App, buy up Square, buy up all these things. And I mean, I know there's monopoly laws that keep these things from happening, but when they go bankrupt and stuff like that, those laws kind of go out the window, and it's kind of like a free-for-all when it comes to acquiring.
It'll be interesting. I mean, was it yesterday or the day before they're talking about the US is trying to break up Google now, potentially?
Yep. Yeah, the monopoly laws.
That's going to be wild too. I'm surprised Google hasn't gotten into this. I'm sure they've been looking into Bitcoin, but
Google's probably been mining it since the gate. Honestly, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. They're resource heavy when it comes to the hardware side. It was the same thing with like the Amazon servers. I'm sure Jeff Bezos has some of those servers specifically set for mining, and just doesn't feel like he has to tell.
I know someone who tried and they shut it down. They had like a bunch of free Amazon AWS credits, and they were like, all right, let's see if we can run a miner on here.
Yeah. Eventually. I talked to people about those AWS credits and using them to mine, but I mean, like, think about it from their side. It's something they're into. They don't want you doing what they're doing with their, you know what I mean? They want to keep this close to the chest until they have to open it up. I mean, like, looking at like things going towards like altcoins and making their own coins, like Pepcoin. Nobody's really talking about Pepsi having their own currency, Pepcoin. But that is the beginnings of tokenomics and tokenization. The same thing with PayPal, letting you get into Bitcoin, but you can't transfer it in or out, but you can buy it and you can spend it. So these are the beginnings.
Did Pepsi do something like that? I didn't.
Yeah, it's been out for a while, bro. My little nephew is like into it. My brother's son is super into it. Every time I buy like Doritos or something or any Pepsi product, he comes in with his little fucking phone and he's like scanning the QR codes, and he has Pepsi bucks. So it's really funny to see like, Pepsi got into this, and it's kind of become like the new jelly bracelets of the playground.
Interesting. I mean, the thing is like, when I first read like the Internet of Money, like Antonopoulos talks about this, there's going to be this proliferation of coins and Sally coin and Bobby coin and blah, blah, blah. But like, my position, I think that's a lot of needless friction. But on the flip side, like, it's not going to stop companies from trying. And like, even look at Starbucks. Like, if there's a reason to use the coin or the token or the whatever it is, people will they might do it. But you got to figure out a way to make it actually worth it. Like, the only reason I'll use like Starbucks gift cards is because I'm using Fold on one side, and then I convert it to a Starbucks, and then I add it to the app and I get more points. Like there is a benefit, but otherwise, like I wouldn't bother.
Well, that's what the loyalty and reward systems are, right? They're basically centralized tokenomic systems, right? All they have to do is figure out how to allow third party or secondary trading on markets. So, I think you're right. Like we're gonna see a lot of these coins pop up, like Andreas was saying, but I think that it's not so unnecessary as it is inevitably necessary. Like we need everybody to try and build their own blockchain and do things their own and compete with Bitcoin and question why Bitcoin, why not my own, and realize that Bitcoin is the final answer, right? Like we need people to fight against it so they can realize that there is no choice, so to speak. Otherwise, I don't think that we'll see like pure Bitcoin adoption. It will be a free for all shitcoin, momentum period, and then I think that will all flood back towards Bitcoin.
I definitely tend to agree with you. The one thing I'll say though is that we don't need it to happen. Like if we can get to a lot of people first and like look, if you want to go spin up your own blockchain, go for it. Free world. I'm a libertarian. Do what you want. I personally think that Bitcoin will win in the end. At least if you're trying to make something that's money, right?
Well, on the individual level, but I mean, we're talking about the corporate level here. They're not going to be able to do what we can do. They're held to different regulations, and they have different.
Right. But like if you're Starbucks or if you're Pepsi, why not? I just don't see the need for a decentralized loyalty token. Why not?
Because my loyalty can switch and they can gamify that, right? They just have to figure out how to gamify this and how to monetize it and incentivize it to keep it profitable. And so the fact is that decentralized loyalty and rewards points, it's sort of already happening. Like people will sell gift cards, or I could ask my cousin if I could borrow his BJ membership and I can go to the wholesale store with his membership, right? And that's kind of like a way they're losing out because we are, it's almost like pirating memberships, right? For these businesses.
Right. That's why Starbucks does their points. I mean, maybe there's a way to sell some of these things, but they don't want you to. They want to keep you in their ecosystem, in their walled garden.
Well, that's what the gift cards are, right? It's a way for you to get your money in their ledger before you get goods and services in return. So they have money to spend on the business and farther it. Tokenizing this is just going to help them even more. When they realize, they could gamify it by saying, well, you could use our legacy rewards points, or if you use our new tokenized rewards points, you get 10% off at the register on everything. Now, just that user-given utility, not smart contract given or anything fancy, just the business recognizing it and giving it that utility, saying, you could use our regular, loyalty points app that you've been using for years, or you could get into this new one where you could actually trade your coins to your friends or whatever. Say you move somewhere where there isn't a Starbucks, I don't know, the desert, and there happens to be another business. You could transfer these loyalty points or something. So I think they're just I think that's what they're looking at right now, is how to monetize this without losing out on it, where they want to make sure they're the bigger winners. Obviously, they don't want the customers to be the bigger winners.
See, but that's the thing, though. I think they're going to find it difficult to do that in the end. If they really want to give customers some of the things they want, they're going to have to give some things up. And I think we're going to see that eventually. If you look at like Fortnite, for example, right? Fortnite doesn't let you create your own weapons and sell your guns, your NFT based guns. They don't let you do that because they're making all the money. I think we're going to see competitors like Light Knight and who knows what else come out that change the paradigm, and we're going to see a rise of applications and companies that are actually giving the consumers what they want. But
I've looked into non-transferable NFTs recently, and that is what Epic and Fortnite are going to do. If they do decide to tokenize their assets, they'll use non-transferable NFTs that are stuck to the addresses, very similar to your in-game assets being stuck to your email address today.
At that point, what is it? It's just
right.
It's still centralized then. So.
Right. No, you're right. But I think that's going to be the step, though, that they try to take, right? To kind of get some clout in the space or to do something disruptive and different. We're going to tokenize our skins. And, instead of having your Fortnite account on Steam server or something, it'll be on a blockchain. So now this is one of the things I'm waiting to see happen with the gaming world is these servers get attacked and my World of Warcraft career get erased. That's when gamers are going to wake up to distributed ledger technology and just go, oh, well, the past 30 years I've been playing World of Warcraft and it's all gone. How much time and money have I spent? And these games are going to use tokenomics in that sense, where they're going to try to secure the infrastructure, but not leave it free reign for us to like transfer in and out assets.
It's going to be interesting to see. I'm excited.
We got to incriminate the kids, bro. We got to get all the kids playing these blockchain games so they can make millions in crypto, so it's not something they can criminalize in the future. And even if they do criminalize it, it'll be such a normal concept. Like, I remember the piracy commercials. You wouldn't steal from your grandma's purse. Would you download a movie without paying for it? I'm like, yeah, I'm 12. Fuck you. I'm downloading the movie without paying for it.
No, you can't fight it. I mean, look what happened in the music industry. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Inevitability, bro, inevitability. But how do we get these people on the on-ramps, right? Like, you know, Cash App, PayPal, are these the on-ramps, or Swan, you know, is that the on-ramp?
Swan's the on-ramp. Hell yeah.
So how is Swan the on-ramp, bro? Because I wanted to get into it a little bit for people that may not know what's going on with Swan and the Swan Force.
Swan Force. Sure. So Swan, I mean, I'm biased. I work there. I'm the creative director over at Swan. But we are all Bitcoiners, you know, and a lot of us came together and the founders basically were like, we don't like a lot of the products that are out there. The fees are too high and they're incentivizing the wrong kind of behavior. Like, if you want to go out and trade, awesome. You know, that's great. But like, trading is like a full-time job. And I personally, like, I tried it, couldn't do it. I didn't have the time to devote to it. That's why I love Swan so much, because of what we do is, to be a Swan customer, you have to set up automatic buys. So you can, now we offer daily, so you can buy Bitcoin, and that's what I'm doing. I buy Bitcoin every single day without even thinking about it. You can buy daily, weekly, monthly. Our fees are lower than Coinbase and Cash App for auto stacking by like, I don't have the exact numbers, but by like a wide margin.
Wow.
We're going to be adding smash buys soon, so you will be able to kind of, you know, FOMO buy when you want. And we're all about education, you know, like, you probably see our tweets going all over the place, but like, you know, we have Swan Signal live every Tuesday now, and we bring on these big macro guests and Bitcoin devs and all sorts of people to kind of educate. And at least in my mind, like, these are things that I share with my family, because we're bringing on people who are part of the mainstream, who are now adopting Bitcoin. And then on Fridays we do something called Swan Lounge, which is just kind of like this, Bitcoiners just hanging out. So it's a company by Bitcoiners for Bitcoiners and new coiners and pre-coiners. And, you know, our goal is to be the most recommended place to buy Bitcoin because we make it so easy. That's the pitch. And Swan Force is our referral program, which I'm, I guess, they call me the general in the Swan Force. We love Top Gun, so this is kind of a bit of an homage to that. But, you know.
Who doesn't love Top Guns, bro?
Dude, I watched it the other day, and it had been so long. I watched it when I was like 3 years old or 4 years old or something like that. And I forgot that his buddy dies. I was so upset. But it's such a good movie.
I feel like that hits hard every time I watch it. I've seen it. I probably watch Top Gun at least once a year. Like, I have movies that I know I cycle through on a yearly. Top Gun, and if anyone's curious, probably Labyrinth with David Bowie.
Oh, such a good movie, man.
So
Did you watch the new Dark Crystal on Netflix?
I can't watch the new one. Dude, I'm so over these remakes and nuance. I think I'm personally opting out for life of all of them. The Lion King kind of really set me over the edge. Like, they got rid of all the best parts of The Lion King, and I'm just like, why did I watch this now?
It happened to me with Artemis Fowl. I love the book.
Oh, God, that was such a shit movie. I'm mad I even wasted my time watching that.
Yeah. And I tried it again. I was like, you know what? Maybe I was
maybe it'll be better.
It wasn't. I stopped.
So bad.
I was like, fuck this. Fuck you, Disney. You took out everything that was gritty and real and good about that book, and you just fucked me.
And the screenwriting was just bad. It wasn't just the acting, but like the editing, the storyline, the plot, everything about that movie was bad. So to get to your point, no, dude, I'm opting out of all these remakes, man, and I'm just trying to like keep my memory of like their true essence alive. Like, sort of like, don't look under the coffin when it's a closed casket kind of thing. Remember them as they were. That's how I'm looking at these legacy movies, bro. I'm just remembering them as they were. I don't need to look at these decomposed corpses being reanimated on stage.
No. Not at all. Although another random thing that I am looking forward to, the Ready Player 2 is coming out, the book. I don't know if you were a Ready Player One fan, but
Yeah, I didn't know there was a Ready Player 2. I don't like books are boring. I need movies.
fuck the books. I don't read anymore. Just do audiobooks. They're
That's a
like,
good point, actually. I just got done the Bitcoin Billionaires one with the Winklevi
I love that book.
audiobook.
I thought it was really good, that book.
I always forget about the audiobook thing. It's weird.
Dude, and the cool thing is like with audiobooks now, like they're well produced. Like it's
Yeah, they are.
the one for Ready Player One. Obviously the book is like a lot longer than the movie, and there's like so much more rich detail to it. But like the guy who reads it is this like amazing nerd. His name's Will Wheaton. He does a lot of audiobooks.
I
and
know
he's,
Will
like,
Wheaton.
yeah, and it's such a performance. It's so.
The fact that he's the one voicing it makes me kind of want to listen to it more, because I do listen to, and this is funny, I listen to sci-fi fictional stories on YouTube by like random people when I go to sleep at night. I'll just like throw it on and somebody's like making up a story like at a campfire kind of thing, but it's so detailed and they're all different, and that's what I fall asleep to. It's just like people telling me random stories. So I'm gonna check that out with Ready Player One, but Ready Player Two is coming out.
It's coming out. I saw Will
The
Wheaton,
book or the movie?
I think the book. I'm
Okay.
sure the movie will come out eventually, but
Yeah, they're probably going to use the book as an ICO to fund the movie. I mean, that's pretty much what they're going to do.
much. Yeah, you want to see a cool sci-fi trick? Are you a Star Trek fan?
I was until Will Shatner was really mean to me.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, he was really mean to me, bro. I don't know that. I
What?
don't know why. Yeah, that was like, dude, 2.5 million people were just like yelling at me all day that day. So fuck Will Shatner.
He's a grumpy old man, and you know, here's the thing: is like we love Kirk, but Kirk is not Shatner.
That's a good point. That is a very good
People.
point.
So I would say don't let Shatner, the old scumbag, color your view of what something you loved.
You're right. You're right.
Live long and prosper. But anyway, I'm gonna do my little nerdy thing because I think it's funny and I'm a nerd. So right now I'm on a holodeck. Computer, run program Brecci 1. Hey.
That's crazy. Oh, I can still see like the door right behind you too. So it's like
I just found like a holodeck image on Google and then I switched back.
that's hilarious. We're not I mean, dude, I play this thing right here, right? I know you got the VR stuff too. When I was at your place, we were playing the what was that one with the lasers and stuff? Beat Saber. I've been checking out more virtual things, man, and seeing like these conferences go virtual and meetups go virtual, and like, I mean, even like Travis Scott did like a Fortnite concert in Fortnite because, you know, concerts are canceled and shit. I'm just like, holy shit, man, this is, and it's immersive. It's nice. I think that, you know, the 2D experience is definitely going to the wayside, and this virtual experience is coming to the forefront. I just personally, like, I mean, you know, I don't want to sound like the grandpa who's like, this technology is ruining the kids or whatever, but like, it could. I mean, like, you know, I know personally growing up with the internet that it made me sort of more of an introvert than I probably would have been without the internet, by coddling me and supporting my introvert desires. Seeing that, dude, I mean, people that are going to be like socially inept, it's going to be interesting because, like, you know, we chat with people on Twitter all the time, and then you run into them at a conference and they barely spit 2 words. You know, it's so awkward. I think that's only going to get worse socially as we dive more into a virtual experience.
It's like Ready Player One, man. You know, like, especially this year, we're all living in our pods. We don't leave.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing, and it's fucking weird, dude. The past 6-7 months of this lockdown, when you go out, or at least me, when I go out to the store, people look at each other like, fucking, you're a complete stranger, like an alien to my like world. And I never felt that way when I walked into a store before, but it's like instant, like, oh shit, alien. Like, no, dude, I'm a human too. We all grew up together.
I mean, Ken, I love you. I am just going to point this out in a friendly way. You did stop brushing your hair since the pandemic. It could be that.
It could be. You're right. I got to be more self-aware because you're right. I might be just projecting my own personal experiences onto the masses. You know?
Well, it kind of happened to me, and it scared me a little bit in that I, like, for the beginning of the pandemic, like, I didn't see anyone unless it was necessary. I didn't go out. Like, I stayed in my pod. I did what the government told me to do. And when I started loosening up a bit and I went to like a social gathering or two, like, I was getting anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, it was affecting me. Like, I'm not the same person I was before.
Yeah,
I'm
I
very
never walked into a room thinking, oh, somebody could kill me with a cough. And then somebody clears their throat because they have like a dry socket, and it's like everyone's like, I'm like,
yeah.
damn, like the anxiety from all of it and the antisocialness. I mean,
I
it
swear, I
feels
start
like
coughing
it.
when I put the masks on. Every time I put a mask on, I start coughing, and I'm like, no, no, it's cannabis 19. I swear, not COVID 19.
Cannabis 19. That's actually a great T-shirt idea. Cannabis 19. Somebody's gonna steal it. I'll buy it. Link me.
Go for it.
Yeah, no, you're right, but I'm worried about this being like too well orchestrated, man. Like it seems like they're giving us every reason in the book to opt out of reality and feeding us into this virtual world where they can control and narrate everything. We've seen it done with Facebook. Imagine what happens in Ready Player One. You know, like the way they could use this data and the what do you want to call it, like the APIs and the bots against us and stuff, like. I'm thinking I might be that conspiracy theorist old man who's like, quit putting your phone in the nose and your screen all the time or whatever. Like, you got to get out and see the sun and put your feet in the grass. I don't know if I'm becoming that cynical old dude in the room who's just like anti-technology. You know what I mean? But I feel the conspiracy is there where it's like, yo, they are obviously wanting us to. I mean, it's law. Don't go outside, and they're feeding us into like virtual events after another after another. It seems too narrated for me to enjoy the progression that we're seeing in technology right now because it feels too agended and not natural.
It's hard. You know, you look at, especially like being in Bitcoin, like we all wear tinfoil hats just by default, you know. But I don't know, I'm more of the opinion that like I don't think there's a secret room with a bunch of old white dudes making decisions and being like, this is how it's going to go. We're going to, you know, I don't think it's as pointedly motivated and evil and you know, what's the word? Like on purpose. But I think it's like this confluence of events. And like, it's happening because of things like COVID, because of the fear, because politicians are inept. Like, you know, you look at places like Victoria in Australia, where like, it's like, it's like a different country, you know, like it's almost like a totalitarian dictatorship almost now. And I don't know, like, I don't know that it's people purposefully saying we're going to do this, but, you know, I think it could be an army of like PTA moms who are scared, who in a decentralized manner all come together and have the influence to create the situation that we're in, you know, like, yeah, it's.
How do we use this opportunity though? You know what I mean? Like the average person, how do we take advantage of this? Because it seems like we are at a very specific vantage point, an opportunity point from like where we all individually stand, whether you're in crypto today or you've been in crypto for years. Like you mentioned, our tinfoil hats have been on for a while. How do we take advantage of this opportunity and use this this time against them? You know, like I've seen a lot of innovation happen, you know, during this lockdown. I think that's an amazing side effect of this, is they wanted to kind of lock us down and, you know, not go to work and do this, but it actually just created more entrepreneurship, more innovation. We've seen exponential growth in technology in the past 6 months alone because of this. Nobody else has anything else to do. But like the average Joes, how do we take advantage of this? Because I'm trying to like convince my like cousins and brother and sisters and all the people I know around me that have nothing but free time. Like, you know, play a blockchain game, or, you know, go read a you know, banking on Bitcoin or something. Do something. But I'm just curious, like, what would you recommend to the average person to take advantage of right now to, like, you know, kind of get where we're at?
Well, I think what's nice right now is there are people coming into this space who have, you know, existing reputations, like people like Michael Saylor, for example. You know, like, when I send articles to my friends and family about this guy's publicly traded company buying $425 million worth of Bitcoin, you know, their ears perk up. And then when I say, oh, and by the way, a few days later, Square bought $50 million of Bitcoin. Oh, and by the way, a few days later, you know, what was it? I forget the name of the other company that announced. You know, things like that kind of get their ears up. And, you know, I think that even like the pandemic itself, like that's the reason why Michael Saylor did what he did.
Good point.
You know, not only did he have a problem that he's a smart guy and realized that his purchasing power was going down over time, but he had the time to actually look into Bitcoin. You know, if all this shit wasn't going on, he'd be a busy guy. He wouldn't have had the time. But, you know, he was locked down on his yacht trying to figure something out, and he came on Bitcoin and had the hours to read and read and read. And so you're right, like our friends and family, they do, but we have to speak to them in their own terms, like with you and your family, like don't, I think saying to them like, oh, you really need to look into Bitcoin. They probably heard that a million times, but hey, I just started playing this amazing game. Let's play. You don't even need to say it's a blockchain game. Whatever.
That's a good point. Yeah, like Lightbringer or Light Night and all that.
Yeah, I just want to spend time with you, bro. Like, let's go do this. And then like they're like, wait a second, I can withdraw my my in-game assets. How does this work, Ken? And then like you take them down the rabbit hole. Or like you've got like an uncle somewhere who's like, out of work and or realizing that like their bank account is going to dry up over time because of their purchasing power. Well, It's like just send them info that's pertinent to them. Like you can't force people. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. But if you put the water right there and make it look good, I think now is better than any other time for them to start drinking.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like the person who forces a horse's head into the river every once in a while, and they still don't take a sip. They just hold their breath, and they're really pissed when they look back up at me. But I do try to do that. I lead horses to water. Can't make them drink, and just at some point, there's not much I can do to convince my family to take advantage of this opportunity right now with like the whole lockdown thing and time being on. It's you have nothing but time now. Take advantage of it. It's just that interest. You're right. It's a square peg round hole thing. A couple of my family members are really active, like gambling. They go to the casino a lot. They play their gambling apps, and I'm like, there's that on the blockchain. And the perk of it is, if that slot machine says you lost, you could go to the blockchain and make sure that the contract didn't screw you and it wasn't a rigged, spin of the slot machine. So like starting to kind of figure out how to talk to each person at their own level rather than like a broadcast of like a standard blanket statement that, I hope they all get. I've been kind of semi-pandering to each individual and seeing what like, would Bitcoin fit into their life as is without disrupting it, without saying, close your bank account. Like, I don't want to start with that conversation. I do want to start with just play this game with me. And, 2 days later, go ahead and check out what that game is worth now that you played and won or whatever.
Or even something like Fold and Lolly. It's so easy.
That's
like
another one. I always forget about Lolly, dude. It's my fault. I love you, Lolly, but I don't use fiat. So I don't fuck with Lolly because I don't use fiat. But I do have to remember all the people that I do know that use fiat have to use Lolly, bro.
Or think about this, like how many of them are stuck at home and they're ordering everything they need off Amazon? Like you go on Fold, you can get 4% back in Bitcoin. And then you just point to the chart today. It's like, hey, if you've been using Fold the last few months, here's what that Bitcoin you saved would be worth now.
That's a good point. I do show my mom Purse.io. I showed her that years ago, and that's sort of her like use case. She'll go to Coinbase, Coinbase, but she'll go to Coinbase. She'll buy whatever she needs, and then she'll spend it on Purse, but she saves 20% every time. So she doesn't look at it like I made a 20% investment or whatever. She's like, oh, I made a 20% savings.
Exactly, and that's fine. That's great.
Yeah, 20%'s a lot when you consider my mom has like 8 grandkids and shit running around. So like, shopping on Amazon gets to add up and the savings add up. And that's why I try to just show some people certain things that I think appeals to them. But yeah, man, like it's just hard to try and convince a dehydrated horse to take a sip of crypto, bro. It's like it's becoming frustrating to the point that like we can point at Square buying 50 million. We can point at these legitimate movements into the space, and it still feels like it's not sinking into the average Joe's like head that this is something to take advantage of. At least $1 in Satoshis. Like use Fold, do your daily spin and get some free Satoshis. At least you have something.
Mm-hmm. We'll get there.
Yeah. Have you used crypto lately, bro? I mean, like, have you physically, like brick and mortar walked in and shopped with it? Because I have a weird experience where I recently have done this. I'm just curious, have you, during the pandemic, had a chance to convince anybody to accept Bitcoin?
I have not. I haven't done a lot of brick and mortar shopping. I'm also not hugely in the spending Bitcoin camp. I still have a fiat bank account.
Yeah, that's all I have is fiat or is crypto. So I don't have fiat to spend. I'm cash poor. So like I'm not in a camp. I'm just like I am the camp.
Yeah, I mean I'm not opposed to it. It's just to me like you should be saving Bitcoin, and if you want to be spending Bitcoin because it works for you, then great. But you should 100% be saving Bitcoin regardless.
Right. Well, the reason I mention this is because when I walk into businesses recently during the pandemic, I see no cash accepted signs, or I see that they have no change available signs, and I was like, oh, cool. And then like every once in a while, you kind of go into like, for me, I like small businesses. I just pop in and go. At the register nonchalantly always say, oh, do you accept Bitcoin? No. All right. Do you have a Bitcoin ATM machine around here? No. All right. Well, I try to be the customer that they realize that they're going to have, to incentivize them to get ahead of the curve. So
that's the thing. They hear it, if they keep hearing it from different people multiple times, then it'll get them interested. The one thing I'll say though that's hard is if you're running a business that has fiat costs, Bitcoin is volatile. Not that volatile, or it's just volatile to the upside, so that's fine. But like, you're running a small business, you've got a lot to do. Like, more accounting is not something that you generally need to add to your plate.
That's true.
So I understand why it's difficult, but things like, have you been using Strike? Do you know Strike? Oh, you probably don't because you don't have a bank.
Yeah, I don't. I know about Strike and everything, but unfortunately, I've realized this during the past couple months that I'm way too unbanked to be able to like naturally relate to people, because like I don't have. I just used PayPal for the first time a couple months ago in like 5 years. Totally couldn't figure it out. Like I was like, this UI sucks.
That's funny. I mean, that's the one thing though, is the way I see it kind of going is with things like Strike, for example, like brick and mortar places will start accepting Bitcoin when they realize that they can save so much money.
Right.
And I think like nobody knows how adoption is going to go. Like I think in the US, at least, I think people are going to be more focused on using Bitcoin as savings technology for number go up than anything else. But I think like, we don't know, like in parallel, if you look at the amount of money that is, call it wasted on credit card fees throughout the world, it's billions upon billions and billions of dollars, And so by disintermediating like this whole exchange there, like, I meant to go in, I was in Colorado recently. I meant to hit up Jack Mahler's family's dispensary because I wanted to spend weed, and I didn't have time to go. But next time I'm out there, I'm going to go do it. But I think here's the thing, like if we see it in times like these, especially when it's hard to run a business, when your customers are drying up, when costs, might be going up also, it might be time to seriously look at Bitcoin, at least for the payment rails with something like Strike.
Is it, or is it stable coins? Because I was literally segueing into that, and I was waiting for the moment to jump in, because I think, personally, it's stable coins. Stable coins are going to be what we all want Bitcoin to be, at least for a little while. And when that does happen, I even saw Omar Band post this, they will demonize stable coins. The federal government will be going after stable coins a lot harder than they are after decentralized currencies like Bitcoin. So I think stable coins may have the most potential when it comes to the Trojan horse on-ramp, because it's not volatile. You still have asset ownership. You still get a lot of the feelessness and transactional abilities of a cryptocurrency without that additional accounting for the volatility of accepting it. So I think stable coins, in my opinion, have become the new on-ramp, right? Like it's... when you go to a pizza shop, don't pitch Bitcoin, pitch USDT, bro, because that's what they want. They want stable currency, but they also want the benefits of the technology.
My one thing, I don't know enough about stable coins, is, are some of them centralized? And I'm not saying that
they're all centralized.
But that's what I mean though. So for example, like if restaurants and brick and mortar places start, accepting stable coins, and the US government one day decides, nope, no more stable coins, well, then they're screwed.
No, they're not, because that's where they've learned a lot of the lessons to get into Bitcoin now, right? Like that's like the beginner's guide to crypto is stable coins.
That's what I'm saying. With something like Strike, for example, a restaurant can choose to accept Bitcoin and they get the fiat. So
right.
May as well just start with Bitcoin and then you're good to go.
Yeah, I think Flex is getting pretty big into this too right now, where like you can go like Baskin Robbins, Dunkin' Donuts and shit and spend Bitcoin, but you're spending Bitcoin or whatever, and the register's receiving dollars, USD.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what Strike is exactly.
Yeah. I think what we're seeing happen with these merchant services are going to be really cool, because nobody saw Square taking off the way it did. Nobody. Not one legacy point of sales company even batted an eyelash at Square. And now look where they're at. The potential for things like Flexa and like these things too is like, Dude, it's paradigm shifting technology. Like, they could rewrite the book on standards and become the new pinnacle project.
I mean, that's why I think like Fold is coming out with their Visa card soon.
I got that actually, and the minimal KYC required was like, loved it.
They're a Bitcoiner company. They know what's up. But that's the thing. Like, this is why you see like Visa piloting these crypto programs, because they know their time is short and it's coming.
Visa wants to be on the back end. That's what it really comes down to. Visa doesn't give a shit if it's USD or not. They just care if it says Visa on the piece of plastic you're using to spend whatever it is you got.
Mm-hmm. And they want to get their cuts on one way or another.
As soon as I saw Coinbase get that Visa issuant license where they can like just straight issue you a card like a bank, that was really the nail in the coffin for me when it came to like, this is it. Like, there is no, oh, Bitcoin might die, or this might not be like what, no, this is inevitability. This is them slowly admitting that they can't compete and they have to complement with what's happening. So like, seeing Visa get more and more away from the US dollar and more towards cryptocurrency, and then MasterCard isn't going to be left in the dust. I know they partnered with Uphold recently, so a lot of these legacy companies are probably going to make it easier to get away from the US dollar, and I think that's why we're going to see, and this is a tinfoil hat theory, but like, I see a lot of the banks being bought by the government. Like, our government is either going to seize them or something to that effect, because even Peter Schiff getting accused of money laundering through his bank, that's just the start of that conversation. I think they're trying to demonize the banking industry now. So when they do come for them, we as the citizens, so great, fuck Wells Fargo. Thank God the government's finally coming in. Unfortunately, that's where I'm at. Like, I don't think they're going to compete with Bitcoin. The government's competing with the banks. The banks are competing with Bitcoin. The governments are going to come in, take over the banks, and then we'll see the government banks compete with Bitcoin.
It's going to be an interesting couple of years, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, we had the president of the Mises Institute on our show at Swan yesterday, to talk about what the IMF is up to. And they're talking about how they see this as a new Bretton Woods moment. So I think the world is realizing that a lot of this is unsustainable, and they're going to have to do something about it. But I think it's going to be more of the same. So it'll be good for Bitcoin, but people are going to get hurt along the way.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be that way. Unfortunately, not everybody is going to fit into the lifeboats right away, so to speak. We're going to see a lot of people pushing and trampling over each other, and we've seen even a little bit of that during like the beginning of the pandemic with like the toilet paper shortage. Could you imagine, bro, if we had something like that like this deep into the pandemic, when that was like day one pandemic?
Dude, I bought one of those bidet attachments for my toilet just in case. I don't need toilet paper anymore.
I got the shower head with a rope now. I'm good.
Dude, I've got a life hack for you. So I wanted to get one of those water picks because I hate flossing. I wanted to, take better care of my teeth and all that stuff.
Look good.
And I was like, wait a second, I've got one of those detachable shower heads. I just turn that shit to the jet, hold it up.
I actually do that when I'm done. I'm the weirdo that brushes their teeth in the shower. Judge me if you want, but
no, I do the same thing.
I don't understand people that don't do that. That's you're the weirdo if you don't brush your teeth in the shower. But yeah, I do that with the shower jet. I rinse my teeth off with it because I had braces for like fucking 10 years, bro. So, I have to take care of them. It's like a $250,000 smile or some shit. So I guess to kind of wrap things up and segue into something a little more off topic is, IoT and stuff. Have you been checking out any of this like physical things that are coming out due to like blockchain technology? Because there's some cool shit that's coming out from RFID and NFC to kind of like provide the IoT to the blockchain. So like, a pair of Nike shoes are going to have like, this NFC card in them, and you could tap your phone to your Nike shoes and authenticate that it did come from like this supplier, and this is like the mint number. And we didn't have needs for physical technologies like this because obviously I could just, without the blockchain, I could just make whatever shoe I want, say whatever I want to your phone. It doesn't really matter. But when you have a distributed ledger like this, it's impossible to kind of scam this. So I'm just seeing like, somebody who makes like physical art and stuff, bro, like, have you thought about doing anything with like NFC or RFID to make physical tokenized artwork?
I've thought about it and it's on my radar. There's some, I've been waiting for RGB, no, RGB to come out because I want to wait until I can tokenize on Bitcoin. But here's the thing with physical art is I think I don't think you'll ever be able to solve the Oracle problem. Like whoever is tying something physical to the blockchain, you're going to have to trust that person. Like you can't really, in my opinion, get rid of the trust between artist and collector.
Yeah, garbage in, garbage out's human. It's never going to go away.
Yeah. So while I don't think it solves everything. I do think it's an improvement on things like a paper certificate. So it's cool. I'm keeping tabs on it. I haven't had a need to do it just yet.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, I'll be first in line. It's like I still have the resin cannabis medallion you made me, and I thought it'd be like, how can I prove to somebody that Brecky made this for me? And I'm like, oh, well, if it had an RFID chip in the resin, I could just tap it. But then they would have to trust that I didn't like put that in the resin from a different piece of, I don't know. But then you're right. There always is some trust, but it's nice to have a level of authenticity.
Yeah, you can make it a bit more difficult for scammers to fake things. I
see the people on crypto selling Pokemon cards these days, and I'm sitting here like, I just saw Logan Paul get a fake Charizard in the mail for like $100,000, and it's these cards are in plaques that say like IBA grade 9 or whatever, but you have to trust that I didn't scam that whole thing and just send you a fake card.
Exactly, man. So I don't know. It's a really interesting space. Like there's some Bitcoiners that are like, oh, NFTs are complete garbage, and I disagree. I think they're a really cool thing. I think we're going to see a lot more of them. I think they have a use case and multiple use cases, but I still think it's early days, and that we haven't quite figured out how to use them, at least with physical items, to the best of their abilities. There's a project right now called Scarce.city, I believe, or it's just Scarce City on Twitter, and they're going to be leveraging RGB for this exact thing. So we're basically going to be tying physical goods to the Bitcoin blockchain. So early days for that, but it's coming out, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So
you mentioned something about Bitcoin NFTs, and I'm trying to find this message from SOVRYN, Sovereign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have NFTs on Bitcoin with RSK. I was just talking to them last night right before I went to sleep about that. So I'm not like super knowledged into it, but I do know that somebody's building NFTs on Bitcoin with RSK right now.
Yeah, I don't know about RGB. I think you can actually issue NFTs already if you're technically savvy. It's just they don't have friendly UI just
and
yet.
That's going to be a cool I guess momentum wave to see, right? Because CryptoKitties, during CryptoKitties, everybody wanted to do an NFT, but it wasn't easy. You literally needed like an entire team to launch an NFT. Now Rarible.com, done, launched. You know what I mean? Waiting to see how difficult it is to build on a Bitcoin blockchain NFT and seeing the first mover action and seeing what comes after that. That's where I'm excited because, some of them are right. Like I see Peter McCormick talking shit on NFTs. He isn't wrong. He's also not right. Like good luck buying a car with a picture of $1 million. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing. Like some people like trading cards. Some people like Pokemon cards in IRL and some people don't. And that's okay. You don't have human beings like to collect things. We're hoarders. Like it's part of who we are for some of us, but not for everybody. And that's the thing. Like there's the monetary use case of Bitcoin, but if there's a second or third layer of Bitcoin that allows NFTs, like great.
Once that happens, it's going to kill all other NFT blockchains, in my opinion. When Bitcoin's blockchain is doing NFTs like Wax and Ethereum are, there's no why would I use Wax or Ethereum?
We'll get this. I 100% agree with you. I've said this before. Like when it comes to NFTs, people are more interested in the content, in the artwork, in what it is than where it is. And when all things are even, like why wouldn't you be on Bitcoin? And the cool thing about RGB, because the way they're doing it, it's going to leverage Lightning. Like if you remember CryptoKitties, and even now with like DeFi, like raising the gas fees like crazy, it pushed people out of NFTs. Like
a dollar NFT costs $3 just in gas.
Yeah, exactly. And so the cool thing with RGB and Lightning is that because it's second layer, even if there's how do I say this? Like if you want to do something with DeFi on RGB, you can, and it's not going to affect transaction prices on the base layer. Same with NFTs on the second layer. It's not going to affect the base layer. So I think once they've figured out the UI and they figured out everything that they need to figure out on the roadmap, like it's just going to be a much better experience overall. So
If it isn't providing value to the base layer, is it providing value to the blockchain itself even? Because this is where I get into like production cost concepts with Ethereum. The fact that people are using it more and the cost goes up more and the production value goes up more, everything's kind of going up more, right? Like if I made an NFT, a year ago, it kind of is worth the amount of Ethereum I spent on minting it, at least to me, the seller, right? And then to a savvy buyer, you would at least be able to say, well, you spent $5 in ETH to mint it. It's worth at least $5. Maybe I'll give you $6 for it. So this is what I see is going to really start to come into conversation, is people going and seeing these NFTs and saying like, it's on the Ethereum blockchain, so it has more value because it costs more to make than it does on like Bitcoin layer 2. So it may be more valuable artwork, like sort of how I look at Ethereum right now, and Rarible is like, it's a museum. It's really expensive paint, really expensive canvas, really expensive brush, but then we have something like Wax, which is like stupid cheap. It's free, which kind of makes it look like a toy or a gift shop. So we have like the gift shop experience as opposed to like the museum experience. Where would that leave like the Bitcoin experience if these layer 2 solutions don't provide, value by increasing the cost value of the network by using it?
Well, I think that's a UI thing, it partially, it's how it feels to do it. Like, and it's also how limited edition certain things are and who's making them, like Josie Bellini makes something. I don't think it matters where she makes it or where she mints it. Like, she's an incredible artist. People are going to value it.
I still hodl her mint number 1, her first NFT. And then somebody tried to offer me like 50 Ethereum for it recently.
You're going to just wait. I don't know if you know about this, but I'm working with her on a Bitcoin book. I wrote it'll probably be about 30 pages. It's a Bitcoin book in the style of Dr. Seuss. So it's all like a Dr. Seuss poem, and she's doing the illustrations, and I cannot wait. I've been like getting some preview images, and it's gonna be really, really cool. So hopefully we'll have it out before Bitcoin 2021, but
I want pre-sale.
We're gonna be Bitcoin community is probably gonna tear me apart. I think we are gonna do NFTs on Ethereum for it, like for some of the artwork to help support the book. But basically we're gonna when we can reissue them on Bitcoin, they can either hold them or we'll burn them and reissue on Bitcoin.
Oh, cool. Well, I don't think that will even have to happen. I've been keeping my eyes a lot on these bridges and interoperability, and NFTs are fucking setting the ground. Like they're literally making it a standard for interoperability with NFTs. It never really was a problem with coins and currencies and things, but these NFTs, if it's stuck on this blockchain and I can't use it on that blockchain, that's a problem. So the designers are actually building bridges, so I could bring my Ethereum NFT to Wax or my Wax NFT to EOS, and like it's so interoperable now that you're right. Like it really won't matter, because even if you do mint it on Ethereum, fine, I'll buy it on the Ethereum, or somebody will buy it on the Ethereum blockchain and then sell it on the Wax blockchain, and I could buy it there. So I mean, it really doesn't matter. Chain agnosticness, if that's a word, is going to be inherent.
It'll be interesting. I think we'll see a flood moving towards Bitcoin in one direction, but could just be me hoping for that.
I know Bitcoin is king, but it isn't as sexy as a lot of these other projects, right? And I mean, the majority of people aren't going to care what's under the hood of their car when they're going to buy it. They just want to look at it. Is it the right color? Is it the right shape? And that's what their deciding factor is most of the time when investing in anything, really. It's like logo and color. So I think when it comes to crypto, the Bitcoin mainstream may be a fever dream, because some people are going to decide to go with fucking Doge because they like dogs, right? Some people are going to go with Potcoin because they're just like the stoner, and with interoperability, with things like Changely and Change Now and all this shit popping up, like it doesn't even matter what I decide to use, because you're going to get whatever you want at the register anyway.
Yeah, there's something to be said for that. It's possible. I just think if you look at the greater trend, like if we're talking about like where the majority of attention will be, even now, I think we live in a crypto bubble to some extent, and we overthink how large these communities are, and not to downplay these communities, but ask a grandma what she's heard of. She's probably only heard of Bitcoin.
That's
You
a
know?
good point. It's got brand awareness for sure, but and it's lost that stigma of its brand awareness, right? Like, yes, grandma now, she ain't going to tell you it's drug money. She's going to
Yeah.
be like, yeah, I heard Goldman Sachs got into it or something on the news.
I mean, that's what was it last year when the last consensus, I was staying with my grandpa in the city and, oh, you're still doing that stupid Bitcoin thing. And I'm just like, yeah, did you hear that Goldman Sachs is sponsoring the biggest crypto conference in the world? And he's like, oh, really? Oh, then he reevaluated. So
Yeah, that's why I was just talking to my family because during the debate they were arguing about like UBI and shit, and I'm like, well, we don't even need the government to do UBI. eToro's already doing it. Like, I don't know if you checked out Good Dollar, but like every day I get DAI, or well, it's G Dollar, but it's backed by DAI, and every day I get free money. So like UBI, we don't even need the government for that. We got that, and just me saying that and showing them how it worked, they were like, wait. Yeah, I was like, you remember when the federal government shut down for like almost a year and nobody noticed a difference in life? Except maybe people on like welfare and shit? Like, yeah, we don't really need the federal government when we step up and do what they do anyway. And that's what we're seeing a lot of industries start to do is like take over and start doing things for the people. Like, I don't know, I'm a big fan of what Good Dollar's doing. I don't know if you checked out what eToro's up to.
I looked at it. Here's my one question with it is that it seems like money printing, it seems like a very fiat thing to do.
That's true.
So I don't know how sustainable it is.
Well, they're
in the long
using
term,
DeFi,
but
right? So you have to like stake, you have to like provide liquidity to their eToro pools, and then those dividends that you would earn aren't given to you. You're literally foregoing your profits from providing liquidity, and it goes straight to the pool where people can claim. You can provide liquidity and also claim. No one's really stopping you. But what I think is really cool is like the potential tax write-offs for an event like this. This isn't something that any government's used to. So when I walk in and say that I provide like $100,000 in liquidity to a charity pool, good luck doing my taxes. Like me and Mr. Beast are going to be in the same damn room. Like, I don't know how they're going to figure this out.
well, you know what it reminds me of? Have you ever heard of? It's called a lossless lottery. You know about that concept?
No, but I do know that the lottery is a voluntary tax, which is friggin' genius, but also a scam.
Well, that's the problem. Like, so the states have a monopoly on lotteries, right? Like, you can't just start up your own lottery. Like they come down real hard on you because they're getting a lot of money for education through it and things like that. But the problem with lotteries is that demographically, both the rich and the poor alike love lotteries and then spend about the same amount of money. But if you're poor, you're spending a disproportionate amount of your income on lotteries. So they negatively affect the poor more than they affect the rich. Now, this G Dollar thing is kind of similar, but it's more like everyone can claim. But basically imagine like people pool their money together and they earn interest on it. In the background, maybe they're lending it out, whatever, and they're paying interest. And then everyone who's in that pool, they select a random winner and one person wins big. But all the people who put their money in the pool, they don't lose their money. So it's kind of an amazing concept because it's almost like a savings account where you save your money, but you might also win more money.
I love that.
And you never lose your lottery ticket.
Who's doing this?
So here's the problem with this, okay? I think Michigan may have piloted something like this, but it's illegal in most states because you can't start up your own lottery. And there's no incentive for them to change because of the bureaucracy and because they're making their money. But what if every state was just like, let's do this? Literally, if every state did this, it would help everyone. It would help everyone, but they're not doing it. So maybe through Bitcoin, through crypto, like there are ways to kind of work around this system and create something similar. But I don't know, like I love the idea of a lossless lottery, and I'd love to see someone actually like figure it out in a meaningful way. They did it on Ethereum actually, and someone's doing it on Bitcoin now.
That is a really amazing idea. It's a great concept, and I would like to add maybe a concept to it with like the round robin method, where if you already won, you can't win again until everybody has won at least once.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that way everybody at least wins at least one time in the cycle of the lottery or something to that aspect. But I mean, fair is fair is fair, right?
So, yeah, I don't know.
I'm down for that, though. I would definitely do something along those lines. And I mean, to kind of go into like, the tinfoil part of it, right, is companies need shit like this. They need to donate. They need to give away money. Like, that's part of their like profit model is like, how much did we give away this year so we can write that off? When they can find ways to do it like this, that's just more incentive for them because they need these outlets. They need to be able to monetize their contributions and earn twice. I know it sounds fucked up, but that's how businesses operate. They make money off of the money they give away.
100%.
All right, man, let's wrap this up. Let people know where they can go and find you and get involved with Swan and, keep up to date with all the stuff you're doing because you be busy, bro.
I'm around. My DMs are open. I'm at BVBTC on Twitter. Can we show them your referral page? We made a page for the Bro, and he's decided that anyone who signs up with his link, the proceeds will go to Free Ross.
Yes. Yeah, hashtag Free Ross. Shout out to Lynn, all of our mom. I feel like Lynn's the mom of all Bitcoiners at this point.
She is.
As soon as I saw the referral opportunity, the first thing that came to mind was like, I don't really need it. You know what I mean? But like Ross definitely could use it. So anybody that wants to use my link for Swan, it's going to go to Free Ross. If you could do a screen share, you should be able to show them the page.
Yeah, let me do that one sec. Let me know if you like it because I had to come up with your message and see if it works. All right, screen share. There we go. Boom, boom. Hey, bros, thanks for checking out Swan Bitcoin. If you sign up with this link, all proceeds will go to help Ross Ulbricht. Did I spell his name right? Yes, I did. And make sure to sign the petition at freeross.org. Have a day.
Perfect. I love it. That is beautiful. And it's swanbitcoin.com/bro.
Hell yeah. And if so basically the way this will work is anyone who signs up with your link will get $10 of Bitcoin when they start saving the Swan, become a Swan member. And Ken or Free Ross will get 25% of Swan's fees for the next 3 years. So it's a
perpetual donation to Free Ross is what you're saying. Perpetual donation.
Exactly. I mean, I think we'll wait until we hit a sizable amount until we do these. But yes. And if anybody's interested in getting their own link, you don't even have to be a Swan customer. Go to swanbitcoin.com/enlist. You can get your own custom page with your own avatar, as long as it's safe for work and a message.
Holy shit, that's perfect, dude. That's one way to make an enthusiast an employee of Bitcoin, right? Like, there's one way of saying, like, get into Bitcoin, and there's another way of feeling like I work for Bitcoin, you know? Like, if I bring somebody in, I can earn from this. And especially during, like, a lockdown where people are losing their jobs and want to be entrepreneurs, it's as easy as getting a referral link for Swan Bitcoin and on-ramping your friends. You're doing a good for yourself and a good for your neighbors by on-ramping.
I haven't done this, but I kind of want to just, like, try it one day, like, find a phone book if I can still find one. Just like randomly call people up and try to get them to use my ref link for Swan. Just see if it works.
I will add to this thought and just say dial random phone numbers. Just do +1 random area code, random phone number, and just call people and see if they're interested in Bitcoin. What was that TV show back on Comedy Central? Prank Yankers.
Yeah.
It could be like a crypto version of Prank Yankers.
We've thought about doing that. Once things open up a bit, we're gonna do some live like on the street shows and like kind of like ask people questions and do some funny stuff. So it's gonna be fun.
All right, man.
Are you coming out to Bitcoin 2021 though?
Yeah, of course. I mean, dude, as soon as these borders open and I can fly, because my plan is I actually booked a flight. I'm leaving the country. So on the 1st of next year, like literally the first day of 2021, I booked my flight already. It's already paid for. I'm going to Canada. I already paid for my rent for the next 3 months, so I don't have to worry until like April about rent when I get there. But I know traveling is going to be an issue going in and out of the country, so like I'll be there if there is an opportunity to. But I'm worried that they might just keep this whole lockdown thing for all of next year. I predict that we won't see any big conferences physical. I mean, they've already canceled major sports events. They already canceled major conferences that are way bigger than fucking Bitcoin events. I mean, multi-millions of dollar conferences have already canceled and stopped accepting funds for tickets and shit. So I personally don't believe that I'll be able to participate or anybody will be at an event next year. But if there is one, I will 100% be there. And I'll be sneaking in as always.
As always. Well, I'll be there too. Even conference or no, I'll be there out there holding a sign, so you can join me. We'll just sit there, smoke some weed, and tell passersby about Bitcoin. It'll be a mini conference.
Yeah, we give out some Rolltoshi papers. I don't know if you remember those.
I met her.
Yeah, I met her in Canada. That's where she's from.
Yeah, she was super nice. She brought me some donuts from Timmy's.
Yeah, so check out Rolltoshi's if you guys want to get some Bitcoin rolling papers. Check out swanbitcoin.com/brobro if you want to get into Bitcoin and give back to Free Ross, which would be really cool of you guys. And Brecky, I appreciate your time, bro. I'm really looking forward to some more of your artwork and stuff. And I didn't even get a chance to get into any more Rick and Morty parodies coming out, but if you have anything that you can announce, now's the opportunity and we'll sign off.
Oh, no, it'd probably be a while before I can do those again, but we'll see. Oh, geez, it's just like it takes so long to make, and but Ken Bozak really wants one. All right, we'll think about it then. We'll see.
Yeah, I really do want one. You got me. You got us all waiting for this. I think we're all waiting for Brecky parodies than we are for like legit episodes at this point. So thanks again, bro. Don't forget to follow Brecky on Twitter and check out swanbitcoin.com/brobro. And as always, have a day.
There are many different ways to buy Bitcoin, but the cheapest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin with cash is with a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. CoinFlip ATMs allow anyone to buy Bitcoin with the lowest fees and within just a few steps. Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm one of the hundreds of store owners who partner with CoinFlip. In this convenient store, we host a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. We earn passive income, more foot traffic, and we get free advertising done by the CoinFlip team. Getting the ATM was easy. We just contact the CoinFlip team at info@coinflip.tech, and they handle everything with no cost to the store owner. This includes installation, maintenance, marketing, and even 24/7 customer service. We just provide a small space within the store. To get your own CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM and join the monetary revolution, contact CoinFlip today. info@coinflip.tech, or fill out the form at request.coinflip.tech. 773-800-0106.
Whether you're brand new to cryptocurrency or an expert, Hodlit is the app for you. Are you tired of dealing with the exchanges, their unreliability, and high fees? Welcome to the new cryptocurrency standard. Hodlit is your one-stop shop for accumulating cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. This is the easiest way for you to accumulate crypto and manage it. Download the Hodlit app now. Create your profile, link one or more bank accounts, set up your dashboard, and let Hodlit do the rest. It's easy and fast. Hodlit provides multiple ways to purchase and accumulate crypto. Included are advanced automated buying features along with direct market buys. You have total control of your money and which cryptocurrencies get purchased, with options including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Tether, Ripple, among others. Use the Roundup feature to automatically purchase crypto with your spare change after making everyday purchases. Easily increase your Roundup growth by using the Boost Growth option, and boost your Roundups by either 2, 3, or 5 times. The Autopilot feature allows you to purchase crypto based on the amount and frequency you choose. Set it and forget it. Buy and sell in real time. The coins you buy are the coins you get. Hodl holds 100% true blockchain purchases. No downtime. Super secure. Lower fees, and you get 24/7 support. Hodl makes it easy for you to create and manage a diversified cryptocurrency portfolio. Look forward to future enhancements coming soon, as well as additional cryptocurrency options. Download the Hodl app today and get started now.